Hello my beautiful budgies, welcome back to another fantastic video. My name's Canon and welcome back. So we've got another lens for you today. Or another lens unpacking. Unfortunately we are kind of running behind on the videos. So the other week we opened up the 50mm f1.8. We've been using this for quite a while. On the Canon 650, pretty cool lens. Still haven't got the photos back from this lens, as one of them was in colour and the black and white is still being processed. The colour is still in the fridge. But so we bought some new lenses. If you've seen the title, it's a 35-105. and a 35-70. I'd love to try those out. From the same era as the 50mm, for the Canon 650 only, because my DSLR, which is over there, you can probably see it, it probably isn't going to be great on that. So I've already opened up these boxes because I already tried them out, just tested them. So this one should be the this one should be the 35-105. This is the first of this lens that they made. I believe they made other versions of this lens, or this focal range. How many people are saying it's bad? But I don't know. It's interesting. It's a different type of lens, as instead of twisting to change the focal length, it's pop up to change it to 105 or 50mm or 35. I'll probably shoot it more at 35mm than 105 or 70, but 35 to 70 there. So it has some interesting range. Now, what I can tell from buying it, there's a couple of scratches on the lens element. Hopefully that doesn't destroy the image quality. There's no fungus, which is great. It's just there's a couple of scratches on the lens element that I don't know what to do with. But understandable. This is from Japan. You can tell there is some slight rubbing of the writing that says it's 35-155 to 3.5 to 4.5 f4.5, but it's 35mm. Probably only be used for that, or the 105. But yeah. These are lenses from the same era, which is interesting. Why I'm collecting lenses from the same era as the Canon 650 is try and pair them what it would have been if I had the camera then. Close enough. So these lenses only would work with the 650. On digital DSLRs, I don't know. They're not great. There's quite a few lenses from 1988. And here's another one. Oh, that's the where I've got my lenses from. this is the 35-70. Yeah. So it's gone back to tristing, but it's a 35-70. Apparently, I've heard that this is much better. Quality-wise, I don't know. But this is the 35-70. It's in much better condition than the 35-105. Both of these came from Japan, so yeah, yeah. Of course, I'll probably try Pentax photography again to see if there's any of the other film lenses from the 1988 region or era, because these three lenses are interesting. 35-105. Love to try this out. People are saying it's terrible. I'm guessing 35mm would be interesting, and then you could just go 50, 70, 105. But if I wanted to go 50, I would have just clipped onto my 50mm and get that sort of range and much sharper. But these are sort of budget lenses that probably people would have bought with their 650 back in 1988. So there were other lenses. There is a 100-300 that we are going to try and find coming next month, hopefully. I'll pick one of those up. So our lens collection is growing slowly, because it's the lenses, not body, and that's what I want to prove. Can you use a cheap lens on your camera body and get good pictures on a budget? I mean, you're going to fall in quality in some aspects, but they're pretty decent. And I already showed you that when people keep saying the 75-300mm was terrible lens, and you can get pretty decent photos out of the 75-300. And also, there's not much that chromatic variation in film. You can't really see much of it, even at the 300 mark. So, these are the 1988 lenses. The 75-300 is 1999. So far we've only used this lens in some of the photos. We will be using some of these. Probably the 35-70 probably be with me. 35-105 probably won't be for tomorrow. And the 50mm. But I'll bring all three, depending on what I will use. But I'll probably do more focusing on the 50mm tomorrow, and then the 35-70 on probably a different film. But all three lenses plus the 75-300 will be around, and plus the Pentax. So carrying these lenses, they're actually quite light, so they're not going to be too much of a hassle carrying them around. Well, I mean, the 75-300 is still quite hefty. But I'm going to say, you're not going to get great quality anymore from the 1988 lenses. They're very budget worthy. So, you know, I want to prove on my channel that you could just buy any old lens and just try your best. And I'm proving that with my lens situation, as I don't have 1,000 some odd to buy a 200mm but I can afford these lenses and they're pretty decent. I mean, I haven't used it on a DSLR, the 50mm, only on film, and so far kind of liking the focal range. I haven't received the black and white film that we used on the Canon with Dante. We will do some videos on these two lenses with the Wolf and film, so stay tuned for that. But at the moment, Wolfman's having some problems getting some stock issues. Anyway, enough about these lenses. Let's quickly go over some other things. For starters, Kentmere bring out their 200 speeds film yesterday, and that's pretty nice. I haven't shot any Kentmere, but it's on the list of things to shoot. And for a while I've been whinging under the 2890 lens for the Pentax. Doesn't have a lens cap. Now I bought myself a lens cap for this lens. So now it has its lens cap, or a lens cap, so now I can shoot and don't have to worry about taking off lens. So yeah, back to Kentmere. Kentmere bring out their 200 speed Kentmere 200. We had between the 400 and the 100. Haven't shot any of that brand yet. Love to. But I haven't yet received any Kentmere, so I can't really shoot it. So far we've got Ilford, which is the same company as Kentmere, because Kentmere got bought out by Ilford, and you know, the Harman Technologies. So we still get a new film. We still get new film cameras, and yeah. And of course we've got some new lenses for the Canon 650. More focusing on the 650 than the Pentax. I don't hate the Pentax. So much can go wrong, as it's quite difficult to load the film. With the Canon it's quite easy to load. So I want to focus more on the Canon 650 than the Pentax. Much more easier to load the 650. So we want to do videos and might do an entire series on some of these lenses. So the next one is the 100 to 400 lens that I'm going to try and find cheaply. Bought both these lenses for 93 quid. So I mean, I could have bought just this lens alone, which is slightly better quality for the price of these two, so I decided, you know what, might as well buy these two lenses. And yes, the 35-100 kind of has some cosmetic issues. It's sort of got some scratching on the lens element, but overall shouldn't really have any problems with it. It's interesting that it's a push zoom rather than a tris zoom, but apparently some of the lenses back then did that instead of the tris. Don't know why they chose to go back to tris, but it's interesting. Some of these older lenses from Canon. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.